my name is Doodle.flamingo, and welcome to my very first YouTube video that's like this way as opposed to shorts. And today I'm doing a sketchbook tour. A lot of you over on Instagram, which is where I mainly post, wanted a sketchbook tour of my recently finished sketchbook, so I am delivering this time. So here she is. She's really chunky, and I can't wait to show you what all she has. First off, this is a Mosseri, like, dotted notebook. This is the one I chose, and it's got really good paper. It is kind of thin. It's a lot different than their sketchbook paper, but I do like thin dotted paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I didn't decorate the inside. A lot of artists do, but I don't, because you can technically take these out. I don't know. I'm gonna skip like this part because this is like just like writing and stuff. It's not really drawing. Normally whenever I start a sketchbook, I have my goals and like what I want to do. And in this sketchbook, I just want to draw. I had been working a lot and not drawing a whole bunch. So in this sketchbook, I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw so much. I started it on Sunday, May 18th, and I finished it like a week ago on December 15th, 2025. So just a little bit over 9 months. It's kind of like a baby, right? So these are some of the things that I like. I really like these friction pins, which you'll see a lot through the book. It's these ones right here, and they're erasable. And I really like them. I like this Signo pen, which is waterproof. It goes really well with the alcohol markers. Make more reels and YouTube. I did not do that, but here is the first YouTube, so maybe there's that. And of course, sparkling water, which I love. This is my original character, Enola, and she's not drawn entirely well here, but she's okay. She's like based off a Honduran leaf nose bat. In this sketchbook, I wanted to use a lot of different materials. So here are these paint sticks that my friends gifted me. And this is what they look like. They're tempera paint, and I'm not really sure of the brand, but they're really cheap. And they kind of like really make a nice background to like draw on top of. And since this had a little bit of alcohol bleed through, I just put that on there. And I used some stickers. On this day, which was also on Sunday, I was being chased by a dog. It was a Chow Chow, but this is a Poochyena, if you know Pokemon. This is me on my bike being chased by the dog. There's my original character again, and some stickers. This day I had gone to the coffee shop, and there was a chance of tornadoes. I was really scared, so I was drawing to make me less anxious about it. And so I drew this little twisty chin. This is the only time I drew this character, so it's not like a recurring character, but now looking back, I love this little guy so much. I really like dragon tails. It's been like, I have never drawn this character before, but I remember watching it as a kid, and I said here, life seemed easier when I love cartoons. And of course there was the Johto Shiny Shuckle episode as well, which I remember from a kid. So it was kind of just me reflecting and stuff. My sketchbook is just for fun. It's just a place for me to get my anxiety out. And it's not supposed to be super official or whatever. I'm just doing some doodles. This was Sunday, May 19th. Okay, so this is where the Pokemon start, and if you know anything about me or you follow me, I love Pokemon, and there's a lot in here. A lot. So this is from a card and I'll just show it here, that I had gotten, and I just redrew it kind of in my style. I had been trying to look at the artists and kind of really use them as just a starting point to start a drawing, and it was something I could do for fun, and it wasn't a whole lot of effort, and it was a way for me to draw a lot in this sketchbook. This is one of my favorite games of all time, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, and this is one of the quotes that one of the characters say. It's this one: "When I live, I want to shine. I want to prove that I exist." Oh, and here's the little flap. I didn't like that guy, so I covered him up. This is from a pair of pajamas that I got as well. I was doing a lot of different things on this. This is like an alligator spread. This is my alligator spread. This is from a Pokemon card. I actually traded this card, so I no longer have it, but it was a Delta species for alligator. Otherwise, I would show it because I have all the cards over here, just so you can see that they were based on real cards, and you know, I'm kind of crediting the artist a little bit. And this is a little Totodile plush. It's me on my bed, little guy, and I had gotten him, and I just love him so much. And I was thinking about making an alligator OC. I never did, but I do like how this guy turned out. This was an art set that I had gotten from Mossery, and it was a collaboration that they did with Eureka Art, which is one of my favorite artists of all time. I really love her stuff. And I didn't like how all these splotches looked, so I colored over it and I drew this little Lurantis. I got that from Sophie McPike, I think, and she like draws over pre-blobbinated pages, and I thought that was a cool idea. I don't really have the materials for it, as you can see here, but I did like how this kind of turned out. And bubble letter practice, because I wanted to get a lot better at bubble letters, and you'll see that later on in the sketchbook that it really did help. So here's another artwork that I took from a Pokemon card. Now, whenever I draw from Pokemon cards, there's always something that I change. It's not exact reference. I change the colors, and with this one, I kind of made like a lace wing, like a doily wing, which I really like. But I do kind of use this for like initial reference, but not full reference. Obviously, it doesn't look exactly like it. I kind of do it in my own style. But I do use that as reference because this is just for fun. Here is Eureka Art. This is kind of what her art looks like, and I was looking at that and being inspired because I really love her stuff. Little Kuromi. This was around Easter, I think, so they had the little Peeps and Sanrio collaboration at Walmart, and my friend got me this little Kuromi. It came in like a big egg, so I had to draw her. I am a mix of everything I love, which is so true. This is kind of like my optimum spread. This is what I want my sketchbooks to look like. So I think this is like one of my favorite spreads in the sketchbook. This was from a friend who gave me this piece, like this text paper, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like tech. And so I drew some Rotom and Magnemites. These are not based on cards. These are just my own little guys. But I thought it went really well with this piece of text paper, so I'm just collaging a little bit here, just for fun. Here's my OC, Enola. Her ears kind of look weird here, but, and her anatomy, like I think these hands are too long, but I do like her here. I like the back view too. I think it's the only drawing I've ever drawn of her back, and kind of establish her profile here. I draw her so much more in some of my other sketchbooks too. Relaxed hands, because I'm bad at drawing hands. Enola again. This is her little robot companion. This is named ESA 11. This is the first time I ever drawn Altair, which is another back character of mine, but this is like the first drawing. I just conceptualized him here. But they're like the same species. And this is friction pens with Ohuhu markers. I use that combination a lot. Oh, this is also another OC of mine, but like this one looks weird. That's why it's not finished, and I didn't really do anything at all with it because what was going on here? His head needs to be a little bit over. He's kind of hunched over. I didn't post this or anything, but this is just me looking at artists and drawing inspiration from them, and kind of drawing them in like my own style in a way, or like drawing things that I like about the stickers that they have. I don't post this or anything. It's just kind of like, you know, a way for me to take inspiration from other artists, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to change about my art, and so this is just a safe space for me to kind of like work on that and kind of look at other artists who I might admire. This is another optimum sketchbook spread. I use this piece of paper here that was kind of like from a notepad, and I combined a bunch of Pokemon card art. So this is the one. You can see the little Pidgey booty sticking up here, and then of course this Dusclops card. So sometimes I combine different things. Believe there is good, and then I saw that as a meme, and then it said be the good. So I don't think you can really see it that well on camera, but this is kind of like a lighter color, and it says be the good. My sketchbook is like a place for me to really like write positive affirmations, and kind of like a way for me to relieve anxiety. So I draw a lot of positive things in my sketchbook. Some more Pokemon card art that I like. So here's this one, and again, it doesn't look exactly like it. We got this one. It's Wally, one of my favorite cards. This is the Skiploom here, and this Pidgeotto is one of my favorite artists. This is reverse hollow, so it's a little bit more, but Komuya is one of my favorite artists, and so I like to redraw his art specifically. I really like the green on the underbelly here, because it's from the shadow side. Obviously, the light is coming down, and I just really wanted to draw that. That inspired me so much, and his artwork is it's just so pretty. It's very unique. Dog Days of Summer. This was when it was super, super, super hot outside. I live in Arkansas, so I think it was getting up to like 100 degrees at this point. Here's some like sketches and whatnot. This has the alcohol markers have a lot of bleed through, so sometimes I just put paper on the other side. This little guy is based off this card, this little fletchling with the ribbon. It's a pretty popular card, so you may recognize it. We are all connected. I was really getting into Pokemon TCG Pocket at this point, and so I really like Ambipom, and there's this really, really pretty Ambipom card in the game, and so I just had to draw him. And you know, I put the ability catch in hands, you know. That was just a little, you know, joke. There's a Nola again, and some swatches of some Ohuhu markers that I had gotten. No, these weren't Ohuhu markers. These are from like Five Below, I believe. And Noibat's one of my, I like bats a lot, so Noibat's one of my favorites as well. I didn't like this page, even though everybody on Instagram liked this page, because I don't like how this coughing or this wheezing turned out. I had started layering, and it wasn't working out. But I do like the quote, "I am not always loved, but I am always me." And I like some of the uglier Pokemon, like Weezing and Arbok and Barboach, and so that was kind of what that was about, but also like you know, I might not be the best artist, or I might not be like the most prettiest person, I suppose, but you know, I'm always gonna be myself. More self-reflection with this little Feebas guy. These are just some bat doodles. I was thinking about making a sticker sheet, but I never did. I don't know if you can see it, but I love this little like bat looking up, and he's like meep. He's so cute. This is a little bit journaling. This is the only time I did this in this book. But this was I had gone to a local shop and I found this Light Machamp, like a Pokemon card, and it was $3.25, and I've never, this was just, I didn't even expect to see it, so I bought it, and it was so cute. And then I also got this Whale Lord card. This one's really popular out of the Journey Together set, and so that's what this is based off of. It's very different. Like, obviously I draw different than the card art. This is just kind of inspired, but you know, I do want to show you that this isn't my own art, right? But it is something that I like to do. I actually pulled this card. I pulled this card right here. This is the Bulldor. And I was so excited I had to draw him. And then, may you find courage to disappoint people that expect you to stay small. And man, I found this quote and I was like, wow, I have to put that in there. And then this was this is Pinky Pokey's birthday, and she's one of my friends over on Instagram, and I just had to draw her little character Pinky Boo, drawing and sketching, because she does a lot of that, and she's so talented. You should definitely look her up. These are my two. I like these Pokemon a lot. Gligar and Golbat, top Pokemon. I love them so much, and I always draw Golbat with their mouth closed. I mean, closed mouth Golbat is so cute. This is based off of. I have to like hold this down because I double-side tape these pages together, and sometimes I don't do it right, and it just like it has a mind of its own. This card. This by Barrel is based off this card, although this is the shiny version. And obviously it doesn't look like the card, but that's what it's based off of. I love this little Bidoof here with the little log. And yeah, I really like this quote. Too busy working on my own grass to notice if yours is any greener. Oh, this is when I first got the Crayola Swirl pencils, and from Walmart they were like $2.50, and honestly, probably one of the best art supplies that I own. I use them for the rest of the sketchbook, and they go really well with the alcohol markers, and they just really make me feel like a kid again. It took me a little bit to like get used to them, so you know, it looks, the art coming up kind of looks a little bit weird, but it's okay. Like, I don't like how this Gardevoir's eye kind of looks like that, but I didn't know at this time that I could erase it, like draw lightly and then erase it. So anyway, this is technically what the pose looks like. Like it looks a lot better in the card, but you know. And then there's this little P-Dove, which I love, and I was just kind of getting a handle on the color pencils. This card was just a common card, so I don't know where it went, but I did love it a lot. And it was a Politoed, which I think is such an underrated Pokemon. This is water-based, and that's why it kind of looks kind of splotchy. but I didn't want it to bleed, so I just used water-based and those paint sticks. Sticker inspiration. And then this is another Crayola swirl page. I actually swatched them here so you can kind of see I love the Flamingo Festival and the New Year's Eve because it has that like purple and teal combo, which I really love. So I stopped the video to kind of show you the Crayola pencils, and they're like an analogous color scheme that you see here. This is the green one. I think this one is Limapalooza. Oh, no, Garden Soiree, which is this one. It's very, very pretty. Oh, this is kind of like a collage spread. Just a little. This obviously wasn't my drawing. I was referencing a drawing by this artist. I had gone to Target and I picked up this little apple plush. I don't like to go to Target, but it's the only place I can find Pokemon cards. This is the set that I had gotten at Target, which was this Victini kind of set from Black and White. And you can kind of see here, like I drew the reference, but it is different. It's like in my own style. I really, really liked this page. How wonderful it is to be alive. Please forgive me for forgetting. And this is like a wholesome meme that's been around on the internet. I'm not sure exactly who said it first, but I do like this page a lot. This Sunflora is based off one of my favorite cards. I don't think I did this card justice, but here she is. And I just don't like how it turned out because it's she just looks kind of oblong, like a lima bean. Lima bean? Yeah. She's supposed to be more chunky and fat. But I did give her justice later on in the sketchbook. Here's more Pokemon card art. I just cut them out because these are just common ones. I didn't draw this one very well, but that's fine. That's fine. And then we got this guy. He's mad at the government. That's why I drew this kind of angry page. Really like this page. Umbreon, one of my favorites. Can never get any cards because obviously Umbreon's really popular, but I like the purple and the yellow and the contrast that they make. And you may notice a lot of this like neon yellow in my sketchbook because it's my favorite color, and teal is also my favorite color, so like a greenish teal. So this is for Pinky Pokey Spotlight Hour Challenge, and I drew a shiny Routes and a shiny Gallade, and she does this like almost every week, and she hosts this Spotlight Hour Challenge where you can draw the Pokemon based on Pokemon Go, and sometimes I participate, so this is one of those times. And then this is a Pokemon card that I had gotten. This is Steven, and I remember growing up one time in Alpha Sapphire, I think, or Omega Sapphire, one of the grunts had said that this character was a silver-haired dreamboat, and you know, so obviously I had to put that line in there. I really like this character a lot. And then this Larion is based off this Larion full art card. This one's shiny, and it's kind of like done in my own style, but I'll still reference from this. Oh, this is when Mega Victreebel was first announced, and I just had to draw this like glorpy guy. I don't know why people did not like him, but I do. I like him a lot. And then Arbok. who's, as I said before, is one of my favorites. Of course, I have this full art card it was kind of based off of. So I don't want a thicker skin, I want a softer world. This is what the pages look like whenever I don't double side tape them together. I didn't double side tape these together because this just had a drawing on this side and I was supposed to draw something right here, but I didn't. Here's a Jolteon, shiny Jolteon, which is one of my favorite colors, so obviously I like the green shinies. I know nobody likes the green shinies, I do. So it's based off this card. Looks nothing like it. In fact, it's not very good at all, but it's fine. It's just a sketchbook. At this point in the sketchbook, I was like, I just want to draw. I wanted to start being more collagey again. I was doing a lot of stuff at work, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to draw. This whole year has been really busy for me, so. But these two cards, this is based off this card, and this is based off this card. Both of these are by Komoya, and in this one, I gave Pidgey a little pencil to hold because I thought it would be really cute. There she is. There's the Sunflora that I redeemed. And she just looks so much cuter and fatter. She's got a little belly button, and she's based off this Sunflora card. And it had a little watermelon in it, so I had to put the watermelon in there. Do more side quests. This is one of my favorite Pokemon card artists, and I follow them on Instagram as well. I love their art so much. And then, of course, that's special delivery Pikachu there. I did not do that card justice, but it is what it is. You know, it's just a practice place. It's just, you know, for fun. And I was starting to do a whole lot more, like, working out and, like, going to the gym and calisthenics and stuff. And, you know, stretching. And so I really wanted to make a little spread about that. You know, my sketchbook's kind of a reflection of my own life and my own anxieties and stuff. So here's this little Sawaddle. He's kind of reaching up to that apple. I don't like how I drew the little water droplets. And then I found this damaged Miltank card doing calisthenics, and you know, I had to have this little stretchy Miltank because it's also by my favorite artist Komoya. So it's damaged, but I still love her. This was when, you know, a lot of things were happening in the US, and they kind of still are. So I'm like, you know, hope is resistance too. So I'm trying to keep hope. I'm trying to look on the bright side. I'm also doing other things as well, but just kind of doing what I can. This is obviously based on this Dedenne card, which I think is so cute. You know, this card is so much money now. But when I got it, it wasn't that much money, and that's why I went ahead and got it, because these cards were about to shoot up in price. And, you know, with the scalpers and everything as well, Pokemon cards are really hard to come by. And then Dugtrio, of course, I drew him. Such a cutie. And then I was doing Sanrio September, and so I drew Hungadon. I had gotten these new stickers from Daiso. They were so cute. And this kind of made me like think of like a poster or like an ad. And so I just put them around there. But I mean, it's okay now that I think about it, like now that I look back on it. I can see like it's very vibrant and poster-like. And then I had gotten a weighted alligator plushie. And these are just some, I was feeling kind of spooky, so I drew some ghastlies. These are just little doodles. Okay, so, wow, a piece of original art and all the Pokemon. Who would have known? So this is my character, Enola again, and I really wanted to just do an original artwork. So we have her name, and like her planet, and her height, and her weight, and her likes. She's supposed to be like very like 90s coded. That's why she has a little Nokia robot. So, and then this page, probably one of my favorite pages ever in this sketchbook, and it was really popular on Instagram as well, but it's based off this card, which I actually pulled this card out of a pack myself. I did not buy this card because this card's like $80. This card's so expensive for no reason, but I do love Crobat so much. So this was a dream pool, and I just had to make him look kawaii with the bowl. So, and then of course I had to draw her. This little Esper card. Touching grass is not enough. I need to rip it out and replace it with native plants. I forgot that I drew this, but I love this. And I was starting to get really good with the acrylic color pencils at this point. Like, I really love this great blade of grass that just kind of flips over. Like, I don't know why, but I just like this grass right here. And then this is the card that it's based off of. Obviously, like, you know, I add my own things in there, like the stars and some of the clovers, and it doesn't look one-to-one. So I don't trace it or anything. I just kind of look at it and get some inspiration. This is when the ETB for Mega Evolutions came out, and you know I had to get the Lucario ETB, and it came with this freebie. This is how it looks. I don't think I did very well. I tried to challenge myself because I normally don't do architecture, but I think this turned out pretty good. Considering I just don't do that type of thing, I like how it turned out. Then there's this spread, and this was for Spooky Poketober or Spooky Pokemon, and I combined this Senchino card with this Diplin card. Get so many cards, and I like them together, so they're like on a table, and I have the tulips as well, and I put like a different cloth on there because I didn't want it to be so busy, and I put some little caramel apples on there too. So I really like how that one turned out. And then Shiny Jolteon again. It's only like the third Shiny Jolteon that I've drawn. And it's based off of this card. I love how like all of the Jolteons are just regular Jolteon cards, and then I always make them like neon yellow, like they're shiny. Oh well. Oh my gosh, so this card, and I'm sorry about kind of just talking about Pokemon cards, but from this point on, it's very Pokemon heavy. So, just so you know. There's this Shaman card here. And I had been looking for the Shaman card forever, and I finally got a really good deal on it. And I had to draw her. I just had to, because I love this card. It's just so pretty. It's from the Radiant collection. If you know, you know. And then Big Man Blastoise, which was a meme. There was a song, and I can't remember who made the song, but it was just iconic, and that would be like my stem for like months. I would just say the song, Big Man Blastoise, and so I had to draw him. I had to draw the Radiant Blastoise and make him really punk rocker, and of course, just had to draw him. These are both spooky Poke months, because that month was really busy for me, and So these are two prompts back to back. We got the lick a tongue here based on this card, and this one wasn't based on a card. That's why it looks all weird, and no one would have a bathroom like this. You know, the pink toilet and bathtub with the orange striped carpet, like nobody would have a bathtub like that, like a bathroom like that. I mean, like, no one would have that. But I like it. I think it's cute. It needs a little bit more contrast. I think there's not a lot of contrast in this one, so I think that's what it needs. But other than that, like it's okay. You're not supposed to look at this. This is like thoughts for my upcoming shop update for the new year. We'll see. And then this was Boys, who was, if you played Legends DA, was just like a tank. He's like level 70, 60, 70 for me right now because I just have him on my team and he's just epic. Like, he just dominates. He's based off this card here. Kind of like the poses anyway, because he's kind of hard to draw. For me anyway. Maybe not for other people. I love this spread. It's my favorite spread in the whole sketchbook, or one of mine. It could be a little bit more collage-y, but you know, don't lose your whimsy. This is a Komiya Celebi card, and so I drew her based off that. And then, of course, I have this little leafy Weedle card here. Just looks so cute. And of course it's like green, and I like green. This is when people lost access to their food stamps benefits, and I was all like, I was thinking about that a lot and journaling about that a lot. And so that means a lot to me, you know. I wanted to say something about it. So I kind of like drew from this card, and then this Vulpix right here I just kind of added because it was like orange. But anyway, if you know, you know. If you live in the US, you kind of already heard about that. And then we have the Melodigne based on this card. I kind of like made it a little bit less dark because I'm kind of like a pastel person, but this card just really resonated with me. And you know, you didn't get what you wanted because you deserve so much more. This it's kind of, like I said, my sketchbook's a way for me to kind of like put positive aspirations in and really think about my life. So, you know, I just wanted to really illustrate that quote. So it's kind of like the Melodigne is like, you know, telling the Dutchman that it's kind of like, this is me right now, and this is gonna be my future self, like all cool and legendary. Anyway, whatever. And then of course, obviously, I was really feeling it, so I had like, is it worth drawing if I'm not any good? And, you know, this right here, like, I'm gonna skip this because this is just like doodles and stuff. So, I like this page, but it's not my favorite. And then I got this pastel set, and it's just, you know, obviously my favorite one is gonna be the highlighter, pastel highlighter neon green. It's wild. Pulled this card. No longer have this card. I've gifted it to a friend. So, but I really did like it, you know, and sometimes you have to be your own hero. Really like that quote. Flamigo is one of my favorite Pokemon. So I just kind of combined these two together. Then we have this one, Be the Change You Wish to See, and it's based off of this iconic card right here. Yeah. One of my favorites. I love Persian. Then we got the Yamper spread. We got the booty, the booty Jiltig, and this like Yamper here. I was starting to like lose steam. I was kind of ready to be done with this sketchbook, but also I was kind of ready to be done with this year at this point. you know, and I was kind of losing my spark a little bit. Another melodigne, because after that first melodigne, I really liked drawing them. So there's this melodigne card, and I really love it. And then I just had to do the cyclozar as well. So, but you know, stop worrying about the future. You don't live there. This is just me talking to myself. Almost forgot it's all for fun. I had gotten this like funky washi tape from Pipsticks, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, drawing is fun. I can incorporate more elements. I'm starting to collage a little bit more here. Yeah, you can tell I was almost finished with the sketchbook because like I didn't even double side tape these pages together. Wow. And then this is the last spread, as you can say, finish, and it was December 15th, 2025. I didn't even put anything on this spread. My friend drew this little flower, my friend Bill did, and it means a lot to me. But this is perfect. I ended it with this like this card, Meloetta, who's like, you know, she's really happy, and so it was a really happy note to end the spread on, haha, pun intended. So what a privilege it is to still believe in good things. So that is the end of that, and I really enjoyed it. I learned kind of a lot, and I kind of like was drawing a lot from Pokemon cards, but in my new sketchbook I'm gonna have like other fandoms and also like more original art, so that's the plan there. And if you follow me, thank you so much for coming over to YouTube. And if you don't follow me on Instagram or even on YouTube, please consider it. Especially if you like this video and you're still here. It's probably like a 50-minute video. But yeah, I can't wait to show you what else I have in store. This is my new one, and this one's by Eureka Art. And so I can't wait to see what I do in this sketchbook and create for 2026. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and thanks so much for joining me.